My name is Merve Soner. I'm a business lead on SaaS Factory team based in New York. I've been with the team for about 2 years now. And in this role, again, I work with partners and customers who are building SaaS solutions on AWS and provide them business guidance on their SaaS solutions. And by the way, as I said, I'm based in New York, so you may hear some background, but all assured I'm safe and no problem, and hope it's not too disturbing. So today's agenda, again, we will talk about go-to-market, but basically probably all over throughout this a couple of weeks, we will probably be touching on different parts of go-to-market. So today is more like an introductory session to many of the concepts that will be explained in details in the upcoming weeks. So I just want to first start with changing sales motion. So how sales looks different in a SaaS business model compared to a traditional sales model. Then I'd like to kind of talk about how you can build a customer-centric sales approach for your SaaS business. Then we will talk a bit about sales enablement and incentives that will support this new go-to-market. I'll briefly talk about customer success and metrics. And again, I know there are more detailed sessions about them, so it will be just introductory couple of slides, and then hopefully you will get more detailed information in the upcoming weeks. And then I like to tie it up with a few partner examples and how they manage their go-to-market when they're launching their SaaS solutions. So if you look SaaS business model, again, it provides you the opportunity to grow your recurring revenue. And you can do it actually in multiple ways. So with your SaaS product, you can target totally new segments that you were not maybe able to reach out with your existing portfolio, or you can target a new vertical. Or you could, take your product and make it global so that you can reach out to new geographies with the easy delivery of SaaS. Or the other option could be you can, again, like you may have your portfolio already, you may build new SaaS solutions just to complement all your existing solutions. Or you could just, migrate your existing customers from on-premise or other models to SaaS business model. So whatever your motivation is, it could be one of them, it could be a combination of multiple of them. In the end, this really requires an update, a change in your go-to-market, because obviously now you are targeting new customer segments, new geographies, and again, the dynamics of SaaS is different. So this kind of implies a change in go-to-market. And if you look at a traditional sales model, so this is just one visualization from TSIA, who kind of really published a lot of content about as a service businesses. So you may again see a lot of reference to them throughout our presentations. But this one specifically really talks about the traditional sales model. So usually what organizations do is, especially if they have kind of on-prem solutions, whether the solution is, complex or, simple, or it is, it targets enterprises, SMBs, or startups, they usually have one single sales team who is maybe organized by segments or geographies, but in the end, it's usually sales doing everything. Sales doing all the sales, having all the customer communications, and basically driving the go-to-market. However, with the SaaS business model, the way that buyers evaluate and purchase software is different. So again, there's another study that we did with IDC. And in this study, what IDC did, they interviewed some ISVs, and they asked, okay, what's the percentage of your organization's total revenue coming from different channels? And as you can see in the image, only 32% is coming from direct sales for these ISVs. So obviously, ISVs are looking for new channels, new go-to-market strategies to reach out to their customers. And buyers also look for more more speed, efficiency, and options when they buy software. So that's why we see introduction of other channels, including marketplaces, self-service kind of motions, or channel sales, or some others. So with that, actually, the previous image that we saw evolves to something different with SaaS. So with SaaS, now we have the option to really segment the customers or look at the product, and depending on the capabilities of the product as well as the customer segment, now we can have different organizations, different teams supporting the customers and sales, the whole customer journey. So in this module, usually we see sales still be involved in more kind of enterprise type of deals, or where the maybe sales cycle is long, or where there is a lot of hand holding when you sell or kind of onboard your customers. But we also see introduction of other, teams or mechanisms, such as customer success or even automation, like how can you automate the whole selling process? How can you make it self-service, either using like free trials or making your product available totally on your website, and again, it could be a combination of multiple things that you see here. So you may still have some type of self-service experience for your customers, but then a sales team or an inside sales team could take over the customer communications moving forward. And again, you can still continue supporting your enterprise customers with a sales team. So I think, again, the basic idea here is that depending on your segment, customer segments, and depending on your solutions, you now have the option to diversify the team that drives your go-to-market for SaaS. And again, this is another study showing how organizations again see those different go-to-market channels. So there is a survey done by KeyBank Capital Markets. So every year they usually talk to a couple of hundred private SaaS organizations, and they publish this private SaaS company survey, which is available online. And here what it shows is, as you can see, depending on the contract, median contract size, the distribution of how they sell their product is different. So if you look at companies who are selling kind of solutions around 5K or below, they usually use a combination of different channels when they go to market. Whereas for more, again, enterprise-like deals where the contract size is larger than 250K, they usually 100% rely on field sales. So again, I think the message here is again, depending on your customers and your product and contract size, you can find the combination of all these different methods that would work best for your organization. So in the end, again, this is all like all this go-to-market and how you go to market, how you sell your solutions. It again always starts with your customer. So I know you had this working backwards session last week, and I just wanted to remind the kind of some of the basic questions that you need to be asking to your organization. Because again, like this go-to-market strategy, your organization's go-to-market strategy should start from your customers and work backwards. So what we mean here is that you need to really understand who is your customer, what they want, what problem you are solving, and what's your solution, and how do you define the real customer experience end to end? So customer experience now with SaaS does not end with, just when they sign the contract. So it's like a whole couple of years or even maybe longer when they interact with your organization and your product. So it's really very important to understand this whole customer journey and work backwards from them. And again, this was an exercise, and if you didn't really have a chance to answer these questions yet, I strongly suggest you to make it an exercise, and hopefully maybe a company-wide exercise to really think through all these questions, because they will also help you build your go-to-market strategy. So then, like, considering all this, changes in the go-to-market, how do you build a customer-centric sales approach? So again, if you look at the traditional sales model, usually marketing and sales teams are focusing on, the traditional marketing funnel, where you start with awareness and you go up until purchase. So this is usually a linear path that we see within customers. So, and usually what we observe, again, marketing taking over the initial awareness and demand generation piece, and then handing over the leads to the sales team so that they can nurture and then convince the customer to buy. And then usually the customer journey ends here. But with a customer-centric approach, actually, we move to a different model, where again we need to consider the entire customer journey, from anywhere from awareness up until renewal. So what this means is, basically, when your customers are using your SaaS solutions, first of all, their journey is not linear anymore, because now they have ability to test and try various products. They have ability to subscribe or pause their subscription with you. So if you look at their journey, they usually still need to understand their needs, and they still need to understand what your product can provide for them. But on the other side, they really even after they make the decision to buy or just subscribe to your product, there's this whole post-sales process that should be part of your go-to-market. And this basically starts with customer onboarding. So once your customers decide to use your SaaS solution, how do you onboard them? How do you provide a frictionless experience for them? Again, whether self-service or whether with help of some customer success function. And then how do you make sure they adopt your product? Because again, with SaaS, you need to make sure they continuously see value from your solutions. And for that, you need to make sure they understand the whole value that you can provide, and they are benefiting from that. And then even if they use, then how do you expand? And when it is time to renew, how do you really make it easy for them to renew their subscription? So in this customer-centric sales approach, we actually see, again, all these marketing sales teams working together, but also introduction of a customer success function, who usually takes care of the customer, especially around onboarding and afterwards. So it's really important to just look at these two different models and make the shift from one to another. And again, this requires, some of the processes to change, but also it requires some mind shift change within your sales and other teams. Because now, again, it's not about just selling the product and, closing one big deal, but it's more about building a healthy customer journey, and then making sure they continue to see the value from your solutions. So how you can do that, right? How you can build that experience. So especially if you consider a self-service or a free trial experience, it's really important to make that whole process as frictionless as possible. And you have probably heard this term before, product-led growth. And what it basically means is leveraging your product to get an understanding of your customers and their behaviors, and make the product in a way that is, that enables your customers in a self-service mode, but also makes it easy for them to subscribe, expand, and renew their subscription with you. So again, even for this product-led go-to-market strategy, again, it always starts with your understanding your target customer and building the experience that would work for them. And then if this is again a self-service or free trial experience, you need to make sure this is a discoverable and frictionless experience, because now you just rely on maybe online channels or automated channels to acquire new customers. So you really need to make sure your messaging, your website is really very clear, and it's easy to move to the next step as they progress through their subscription. And of course, once you land those customers, it's important to keep them being your customers. Again, this is a very important part of SaaS go-to-market, because usually acquiring new customers are more expensive for many organizations than the keeping current ones. And the way you can do it is, again, building all these customer success mechanisms, looking at several metrics that are relevant to the customer success function, and really scaling through this using this automated experience. But again, not every solution or not every organization has the self-service or free trial as a growth strategy, which is okay. Again, like there will still be sales teams involved. And in that case, you should focus more on the value-based selling. And what that means is, and again, value-based selling, I think it definitely applies to the self-service scenario as well. But what it means is, if you remember the customer journey, the new sales customer-centric approach, so usually before they subscribe to your product, there is some promise made to the customer, right? Okay, this is our solution. This is what you will get. This is how you will be using that. So what you need to do now is, like, after they start using your solutions, you need to make sure they really realize what was promised to them in that pre-sales portion. So that's why it's important. We talk about product adoption a lot in the SaaS go-to-market, because that's how you really drive the business value for your customers. And you need to make sure really they are really up to date with all the new upcoming features for your product, but they also benefit from them. They see the value out of them. So again, this value creation is an important part of the whole customer journey and go-to-market as well. And when we talk about sales, so again, as we said, it really requires a change within the sales team, and you need to kind of enable your sales team to sell in this new go-to-market motion. So usually, again, research by a Berdine group shows organizations who invest in sales enablement usually see a higher growth of revenue, better profit margins, and better customer retention rate. And sales enablement can be in different formats. So you could definitely have a content-based sales enablement where you provide some sales or marketing collaterals to your sales team. But it could also be, giving them some tools, some technology to understand the customer behavior, to understand their target audience, or you could even provide more complex training and enablement for your sales team. But I think in the end, the idea here is, especially if they are coming from more a traditional sales model, they need to understand this shift and be enabled to be able to go and sell your solutions. Again, when we talk about SaaS go-to-market, another part that changes for sales team is the incentives, right? So in the traditional model, again, we see sales team selling this one-time big deals, getting compensation upfront, and moving to the next customer. And also, the channel model is different in a traditional model because, again, if they are your value-added resellers or distributors, they just basically sell your solutions and give some royalty fees to you. But with the SaaS model and with that whole changes in the go-to-market, it impacts how you incentivize your sales teams. Because first of all, now, like depending on, again, you may be using pay-as-you-go type of subscription, or you may still have some contracts. But with the again SaaS model, we talk about the recurring revenue, right? So in that case, your sales team should be motivated to sell SaaS solutions. And when we look at some organizations who successfully do this, like whole sales incentives, they sometimes really prioritize the SaaS sales. So they maybe compensate more when sales teams sell SaaS solutions, or they may just kind of say, okay, for all new sales, you just need to sell SaaS, and for some migration, there might be additional incentives. So again, you need to kind of think through your sale, like how your sales team is currently incentivized, and how you should evolve them with this new model in a way to really support your product growth. And again, this also impacts how you work with channel partners if you are currently working. And the way the channel partners work is, so again, this is a totally different revenue model for your channel partners. And they also need to kind of understand the whole financial model behind the SaaS business. And they need to understand the value of this whole customer journey mapping, because if they sell your solutions, or if they kind of maybe sell additional services on top of your solutions, they need to understand this whole concept of frictionless onboarding, and how their engagement with the customers should change with the new SaaS go-to-market. So again, if you currently have a channel partners, either resellers, consulting partners, or other types, you should also consider how they fit into your new go-to-market, and what some capabilities they need to build within their organization to support this new go-to-market model. And then we have been again talking about customer success, and again, customer success is a topic, I think, on its own, and you will have a more detailed session about it. But I just wanted to mention it here because, again, it's a very important part of go-to-market. Because, again, if you think through that customer-centric sales approach, then what happens after your customers subscribe and on board, it's really on to customer success, with, of course, help with other tips. So usually customer success may have three main focus. So the one being product adoption. So you could have a customer success team who is really focusing on making sure the customers are enabled to use your product and they really benefit from your product. And there are some mechanisms that the customer success team can use, such as they can look at the consumption of the product, they can look at user behaviors, they can see if the customers are getting all the new updates from the products and if they are using that. So that's kind of important, one of the important responsibilities of customer success. The second part is definitely customer retention. So making sure the customers are happy with your product, they are seeing the value that was promised to them. And this really plays a crucial role, especially when it comes to renewals. And usually, again, this renewals in some organizations, customer success team may carry a quota, and they may be responsible for the whole expansion and renewals. In some organizations, still sales team is involved in this, like the renewal or contract phase. So again, depending on what works for you, you could kind of decide who will be carrying the quota, who will be generating the revenue. But in the end, again, customer success main focus should be around retention and keeping your customers happy and getting the all value from your solutions. And the other part is definitely the expansion. So if you have this customer success function within your team, then you could really look at, okay, how your customers are using your solutions, and if there are any new opportunities within that organization to expand the usage. And it could mean, again, adding new users to your solution. It could mean maybe increasing the frequency of the usage frequency of your solution. But again, depending on your workload, customer success team can help with this expansion and really understand the challenges and be the voice of customer internally, because customer success also has this notion to really get all the feedback from your customers and maybe share it internally with your product team and other teams that may help you understand what customers is looking for, and even maybe build okay, sorry, I'm getting a message. Just give me a second. Thomas, can you still see my screen?
We can, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just got
your picture is frozen.
Okay, yeah, I got an error message. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, it's fully locked. Sorry. So okay, I'll just continue talking, but yeah, I think my screen is frozen. Yeah.
So is it locked on this slide specifically, Marvey?
Yeah, it's kind of a memory issue. I don't know what it happened. So yeah, I cannot. Yeah, I cannot move back and forth.
You can maybe try to exit and reconnect. Yeah, maybe just exit. Screen share mode.
Yeah, nothing works actually. This is the first time happening to me.
Hey, do you want to quickly disconnect and connect again?
Yeah, let me do that. Yes. Yeah.
Just
thank you.
enter the moderator code so you can share the screen. All right. I'll ping Marvey just to see if she still have issues.
Marvi had to reset the PC, David and Keith, so she's coming back. And the break is unintentional, Keith.
Yeah, just a few minutes and she will be back.
Hello, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
We can, and we can see.
We can. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sorry again for the issue again. I just had a memory problem, which didn't happen before. But yeah, I'll continue sharing my screen and hopefully we will be back on track. Yeah. Okay. So again, we were just kind of talking about the customer success and like the three main responsibilities of them, from product adoption, customer retention, and expansion. Again, I won't go into more details, but again, this is really important part of the overall SaaS go-to-market. And then the last piece is when you build like all this go-to-market and when you build your new strategies for your go-to-market, it's important to look at some of the SaaS metrics to track the health of your business. And many SaaS businesses look at either all of these metrics or they pick the most important ones for them. But the ones that are in bold, like starting from customer acquisition cost, customer lifetime value, customer churn. So these are really important metrics to understand the success and the health of your business. So again, there will be a more detailed session about SaaS metrics, but the idea here is that you should really be able to map your business goals into these SaaS metrics and just decide or just track your go-to-market strategy and if it really works for you or not. So with that, I'd like to move to like two examples of organizations who significantly changed their go-to-market with the launch of their SaaS products. So I'll start with BMC. BMC is has been a SaaS Factory partner. So we work with them. I think for probably more than a year, just to have them build their SaaS solution and also design their business to deliver a successful SaaS solution. So basically, they wanted to move their Control-M solution to a SaaS model. So Control-M is their workflow orchestration solution. And again, BMC has been in the market for a while. They have offices in more than, I think, 40 countries. So this was really a shift for them. So while our team was working with their product teams to build that solution, we also work with their business teams to make sure they are ready for this upcoming solution. And there's this whole case study on our website that I suggest you to check after our session, where they really talk about how SaaS changed their mindset about the entire customer journey. And then there's even quote about how their go-to-market is totally different than what it used to be. So again, this story I think is a good example of how BMC changed not only their the product but also the overall go-to-market to really get the benefit of SaaS and that revenue growth. Another example is Cohesity. Again, this is an organization data management that provides data management solutions. So this is an organization we also work with as a SaaS Factory, and what they did is they basically changed their go to market with SaaS, and they leverage AWS Marketplace to go to market even faster. So again, working with us, building their go-to-market, building their solutions, and then leveraging AWS Marketplace to reach out to their customers, they really shortened their time to market. And they were able to expand their total addressable market because, again, with these new mechanisms, now they can basically reach out to any place that marketplace has access to. So again, this is another example where we have, again, the whole case study that you can check online. But I think in the end, my point is SaaS requires a different mindset for your go-to-market. And there are definitely companies who've done that successfully. And again, it's important to find what works for your organization. So if you key takeaways, I think, from like the overall session. So the first one is, again, just changing the team behavior from sales being in the middle and just focusing on one-time large deals. So it's really more about now customer journey and really sharing that customer with sales, marketing, customer success, and making sure they are all working together to make this customer successful. So the second key takeaway is, in order to do that, again, you need to understand your target audience, your personas, and their customer journey, so that you can really design that experience in a way that would work for them. And then once you do that, you should really focus on value-based selling, the value you create for your customers, and making sure they understand this. The value of what you provide. The other part is, again, SaaS comes with this opportunity to scale your growth in an incremental way. So in order to get that benefit, you really need to focus on the journey, but how you can really scale your existing presence within your customers, whether it's with free trials or whether it's leveraging customer success for some cross-sell, upsell opportunities. But your go-to-market should focus on this revenue growth and how you can scale it. And then finally, SaaS metrics are definitely important part of your go-to-market. Make sure, define what they are for you and start tracking them, and then see how different strategies may impact your metrics and customer health. So with that, I'd just like to pause here and then open it for some discussion and Q&A. So I think we can stop the recording, Thomas, now.